Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of For Torrey. I'm Nathan. This is episode 14, Mr. Torrey. Boy, oh boy is the word, because man, we have got some fun NBA playoffs going on right now.
Some great stuff happening, man.
As a matter of fact, right now we have got Game 5. Game 5 of the Knicks and the Heat. It's going into halftime right now. Knicks are losing by 1 to the Heat. The Heat have a chance to knock them off and go back to the conference finals.
Yeah,
be the first. What is it? 8 seed or
8 seed, yeah.
Something to get there in X amount of time or ever or something along those
right.
Some sort of groundbreaking history there. The Lakers and the Warriors come to a head tonight in Game 5 back in Golden State, where the Lakers have taken a surprising 3-1 lead.
Surprising.
Absolutely. And they were what? They played in the play-in. They were like an 11th seed.
Right.
Yeah, they were like I think they were the 11th seed or the 10th seed, 10th or 11th seed, because they were, I think they were the 10th seed as a matter of fact, because it's 10 through, no. They were the 8th seed, somewhere along those lines. They were in there.
Right.
But they were in the play-in. I was thinking like lower than that, but they were like the 8th seed. That's what it was. 7th or 8th seed, one of the 2 seeds. Mm-hmm. But daggum. Dude, this is freaking like, and I was just telling you this right before we got started. I would love to see the Knicks lead by 3 going into halftime. It's officially halftime, 50-47. Obviously, you guys know the answer to this already. If the Knicks lose or they win, or if we got a Game 6. But as a matter of fact, if they do have a Game 6 for both series, it would be the day this comes out. So if it is Game 6, hey, it's going to be a good Game 6.
I hope it's not.
For either series, honestly, because I was just telling him right before we got started that I wanted to see the Lakers and the Heat play in the finals. I think that would just be cool. The storylines would be great.
Yeah, 7th and 8th seed.
A rematch of the bubble year and
of their respective conferences.
Oh, my God. Yeah, dude, that would be freaking amazing. But, man, we have got a lot of stuff to talk about. Torrey, I'm going to let you pick. What series you want to start with? This lovely... The Miami, so the one that's going on right now. Let's get it.
Sir.
All right, he's got his Dwayne Wade jersey on tonight.
Yes, sir. Vintage, and this is really vintage because I've had this since high school, 2005.
Yeah, you can see
the
little wash marks and
everything. Yeah, so this is really vintage. It's not just I'm gonna call it vintage and all. No, this is really vintage. This is almost 20 years. Mm-hmm.
No,
18?
Not yet.
2005.
You got it to,
2005.
18 years, then that's it.
Yeah, we in there. This is when Wade was up and doing his thing, man.
Yeah, 1 year away from winning his first championship.
Right,
with
and I believed in him. So, D-Wade, baby. But yeah, man.
Well, let's talk about the next star of the Miami Heat era. People are, and I think Chuck said it the other night on NBA on TNT or whatever the heck. Inside
TNT.
the NBA.
Yeah, TNT.
On TNT with those guys. Love that show.
Yeah.
He said that he's probably one of the greatest, Heat players ever. Do you put him up there, Mr. Jimmy Butler?
No. Do you see why I got this on? I don't got no Jimmy. What number Jimmy Butler is?
22.
Yeah, I don't have 22. I have number 3. Right now, Dwayne Wade. is the greatest Heat of all time. Sorry.
Well, I don't think Chuck was like putting him over like D-Wade. No way in the world would he do that. But he was saying like up there with the greats at the Miami Heat.
Yes, I give him that, man. I give him that. He is up there with the greats.
Yeah.
I mean, he's having comparable playoff performances as of Dwayne Wade back when he was, that time when right before LeBron came. Mm-hmm. And it was all D-Wade. Shaq been gone. Shaq was been hurt up. Shaq went to Phoenix and Celtics and Cavs and all doing all that.
Yeah.
It was just D-Wade. He was almost MVP one of those years.
Yeah.
That's the D-Wade, the playoff D-Wade, man, that was getting. So you got Jimmy Butler kind of in resemblance of his kind of aura, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's having to carry the team like that each and every night and is glad doing it. And he does it at a very good pace. I have to give him credit because, like, I think he's the most reliable player on the team outside of Bam, and like you don't think you really can count on Bam every single night. It seemed like he kind of hits and misses his rhythm, kind of like Anthony Davis, kind of a hit or miss on his rhythm from night to night. Kyle Lowry's an older player who's kind of just, I mean, he's coming off the bench, just getting into that bench role, kind of has some issues with injury. Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, young thoroughbreds coming along the way. If they can continue to rise and develop their game, who knows? They could be a really dynamic backcourt in the next few years if they stay together. Obviously,
Right.
you got your bench players, your Gabe Vincents of the world. Well, I think he's actually the starting point guard for them now is Gabe Vincent. Your Max Struess's, your Kevin Love's, who's a great
addition coming off the bench, man. Great addition, solid.
Yeah, and he can throw a touchdown pass better than some quarterbacks that we know.
Yeah.
Can still rebound can still rebound and also defend. I love that dude. He's one of my favorite Cavaliers of all time. I used to have before my shirt got all washed up and just all the lettering started coming off. I had me a Cavs Kevin Love shirt. It was awesome. Yeah. Love that guy. But let's hop into this series, dude. New York and Miami. Let's hit the biggest question in the room, I think, needs to be asked. And this is not for the Miami Heat, but this is for the New York Knicks. If you are looking at the Knicks, do you believe, since, I'm going to guess that more than likely they're going to lose tonight.
Yeah.
If they win tonight, they're not winning Game 6 back in Miami. They're just not going to. I'm sorry, they're just not going to do that. If they do, then by George, I will clearly be happy to stand corrected. But do you think that this Knicks season is a failure or a complete failure or disappointment? Well, no. Let me say a failure. Let me separate the two because there's a difference in the two. Go ahead.
Well, like your boy Giannis said, is not winning a championship failure. No, you lost and you come back next year and you prepare, you live and you learn. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Giannis put it in perspective because a lot of people used to say don't win the championship is a failure. No, It's not a failure. You fall down, you get back up. So, to me, I don't think the Knicks in any way, shape, or form is a failure. Did they make the playoffs last year?
They didn't make it last year, but they did 2 years ago. But
2 years
lost
ago
in 5 to the Atlanta Hawks
in the first round. So you did better than what you did the last time in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I expected the Knicks to bow down or bow out in the second round. That's what I expected. I didn't expect them to make the conference finals.
Tim Legler was saying today that he thinks that failure is relative to expectations. Nobody expected the Knicks to go out and win a championship.
Exactly.
Like people expected the Bucks to, or expected to at least be there. Like you expected the Knicks after they got Jalen Brunson. A lot of people dogged that move. Even I was one that was thinking, like, is this really who y'all want to get? But hey, he proved all of us wrong. And they got back to the first round, got back into the playoffs first off, and then righted that wrong from 2 seasons ago. Was able to, win in 5 instead of losing 5, win in 5, and then you just go and you face a team like the Miami Heat, who's a team that has been to the finals in the past 3 years, was in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, was literally a 3-point shot away from going to the finals last year. Yeah, didn't have a great regular season this year, but you can absolutely tell they're a buzzsaw right now, and they are hot and they are getting it going, and Jimmy Butler's doing Jimmy Butler things.
Yeah, it's hard to beat this Miami Heat team. Yeah. That's all that is. Just Knicks, they're running out of gas, but still, we don't know just yet. Yeah. We don't know just yet.
We saw 3-1 leads happen and disappear.
Yes,
on multiple fronts.
OKC, Golden State Cavaliers. We saw all that in the playoffs.
Golden State Cavaliers, the Clippers, and the Nuggets in the bubble. Remember, the Clippers and the Lakers were getting ready to face off in the conference finals, and they lost their 3-1 lead there.
Jokic.
So we'll get back into him a little bit later.
In a little bit.
No, you look at the Knicks. I think the Knicks have done a great job. Now it's time for them to find out what takes them to this next level to be able to compete with the Miami Heats of the world, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Sixers right now, and to get into the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference. I think You look at the Miami Heat, dude. What do you look at? Like, what's going right for them? Like, what are they doing that has propelled them in these playoffs to get almost with they're 48 minutes away from potentially going back to the Eastern Conference Finals.
They first off, they play defense. A lot of other
Yes.
teams do not play defense like they should. Heat is known for their defense. You got
Also-
inside, outside, perimeter.
Also, hustle plays,
Yeah,
hustling to loose balls, everything else.
right. And then you got some shooters on the team, and you got a dog and Jimmy Butler. You got basically a all around team that when you come to play the Heat, because where you think they lacking, they actually solid or whatever. And you got people come off the bench. You got Kyle Lowry. Even though he's inconsistent, there's games where he can turn it on.
Yeah.
Even though Bam is inconsistent, there's games where he turns it on. And then you got a supporting cast like Tyler Hero. What's the guy name who stepped out of bounds? Or saved? Max Strus. Duncan Robinson. You got players like that plays the roles. And then what makes the difference in these championship teams is that one player who's just a beast, who's just a dog, who if you need him to do something, he's gonna do it. He's gonna be there, and you got that man Jimmy Butler. That is the
great leader too.
That is the icing on the cake. That is the cherry on top. If you got that, you got one of those and a complete team surrounded, it's hard to beat these guys.
Absolutely.
As you can see. Mm-hmm. I mean, they went to the finals in the bubble, and you said like a few minutes ago they was so close, one shot from going back.
Last year.
Yeah. So you just got a solid team.
Yeah,
solid.
And what's crazy is you think about it, they're not a sexy team with a lot of big names.
No,
the majority of their players are undrafted players. Like outside of Jimmy, Bam, Kyle, Kevin, UD, but obviously, I mean, he's not really playing anything.
Yeah,
he's a good veteran leader to have there, and maybe one other. Their team is undrafted.
Yeah,
but that tells you that. This is why I believe that we've looked at the Spurs for the longest time, Greg Popovich, as being able to take a team they're always in the mix, always there. Eric Spoelstra's done the exact same thing. He coaches you game 1 of the year the same way he's going to coach you game 5 in the second round.
I forgot about Eric, veteran coach.
Yes, Eric
veteran
Spoelstra
coach
has won 2 championships, has been in 4 NBA finals.
Yeah.
5 if you count bubble year.
Yes.
Has coached in 5 NBA finals. Has coached greats. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Jimmy Butler, just to name a few.
Yeah.
Has been able to do that and coach in some really big moments. He knows what he's doing, and he has coached lesser teams to greater heights, and I think that's what we're seeing right now with the Miami Heat. Quite frankly, I'm not rooting them out to knock off if they get through this. If they finish this out tonight, or 6 or 7, whatever, however long it takes to knock out the Knicks. If they do that, I don't count them out against Philadelphia or Boston.
I don't count them out against anybody. To be real with you,
yeah.
Be real. I don't count them. I mean, they can do it. They could beat anybody in the NBA if they want to, man.
I mean, they didn't nobody thought that let's rewind a year ago. In the second round, they were facing the Philadelphia 76ers with James Harden and Joel Embiid. And everybody thought, "Oh man, ain't no way the Miami Heat got this." They ended up winning that series.
Yep.
And then they were injured going into the Celtics series, and everybody said, "Oh, the Celtics are on a roll. They've swept the Nets, and then I forget who they went 7 with the Bucks and knocked out the reigning defending Bucks. The Boston Celtics were one of the best defensive teams in the league last year. Everybody's like, yeah, they're gonna get ran through. Went to 7 again.
Yep.
And literally, after they reviewed the shot, they said, "Oh, Maxer's shot, he was out of bounds." If you look at it, they looked at it again like a month later. He was in bounds. There's your finals. There goes the big. I mean, actually could have saved Jason Tatum an L in the finals. There you go.
Right.
Just
you gotta look at it that way sometimes.
Just saying. Yeah. But I don't count them out, and they are a team that very well. Now, I don't know how they would match up if, let's say, they get through there and they get to. I personally think it's going to be the Nuggets and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Myself personally,
Yeah.
let's say one of those two teams comes out. I don't know how they do against the tallness of let's say a Denver, or even the length of, like the tallness and length of Denver and or the Lakers. I don't know how they do against that.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting to see. But shoot, they did knock out the Bucks this year, so
Well,
knows?
partly credited to the Heat, but then some of that's on the Bucks, bad coaching, and Giannis just coming off of energy,
dude,
not playing
we
it
didn't
to
even
this.
mention that.
Yeah,
I didn't even so we've talked about this kind of on and off the last couple of shows,
yeah,
and sure enough, there's no longer Mike Budenholzer is no longer the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks.
out of there
Blew my mind. When did this happen?
last week.
Late last week.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was right after we done the show. I think that Thursday or that Friday. It's one of those 2 days because I was cutting grass that day. That's right. Yeah, and you sent me a text when I was on the lawnmower. That's exactly what it was. So Mike Budenholzer no longer the head coach. Quickly, your thoughts?
I mean, it's solely based on. I think what did it to him was the end of that, the last game or the last few games of them in that series playing against the Heat. He did not make the right calls. Didn't call timeout. Didn't put Giannis on Jimmy Butler. Didn't do a lot of things that the basic coach should have done.
Adjustments.
Simple
little adjustments.
Adjustment that and it was looming anyway. NBA is now known to, after you win a championship, if you don't really keep that up, you're out of there. They're gonna try something new. I mean, look at Toronto Raptors and
Three of the last 4 NBA champions, their head coaches are not the head coaches anymore.
Right.
Mike Budenholzer. What's that dude for the Lakers? Come on, Nathan. I'll think of it in a second.
Vogel.
Frank Vogel.
And
then you had the Toronto Raptors head coach.
Casey.
No, that was before. He was the one that won Coach of the Year, and they fired him in the same year. And then they hired in what's his?
Oh yeah,
that white dude.
Yeah,
white dude with the glasses.
White dude with the glasses.
Yeah,
he's gone.
Oh, I saw a report where the Raptors are actually potentially looking at JJ Redick.
JJ Redick, yeah,
I think that'd
be hot.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you listen to him break down a game, that dude knows what he's talking about.
Oh yeah,
like him and Timberlake are both, man. They are just wizards at this. But yeah, dude, that's crazy. Let's move into since you started in the Eastern Conference, we're going to stay in the Eastern Conference. Let's kick over to the Philadelphia 76ers, surprisingly taking a 3-2 lead in the series over the Boston Celtics. Series got tied at 2 games apiece. When the Celtics won their second game and Joel Embiid was there, or was it the first game that they won? They completely blitzed the Sixers.
Yeah, that second game
the second game that they won?
Yeah, the first game that they won, they murdered them.
That was the first game game 2 in Boston.
Yeah.
And that was Joel Embiid. He came back. And then they took him out the night of Joel Embiid's MVP award ceremony. They knocked him out again. 2 games to 1 lead. James Harden goes off again, drops 45?
Yeah,
okay.
45.
45 in a last-ditch effort. A lot of late-game mistakes for the Celtics in that game.
But that's been a
recurring theme this year.
Habit. No, man, that's – I tell you, man, it's just the Celtics – like you said before, they look so good. It's like they got it all together, and then next thing you know, the bottom falls out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you though, this last game, Game 5, Jason Tatum had what, 30+ points, 30-something points,
31, I believe it is. Yeah, 31.
Yeah, but his supporting cast fell short. They just fell short. They couldn't do it at the end.
You wanna know something? the more I watch this team, because what was one of the things that they were most known for last year? Defense. They were, they were like a freaking hornet's nest on the court, always. No matter where you went, there they were. They were one of the best defensive teams. Well, that was under Ime Udoka.
Yeah.
Joe Mazzulla, if you listen to him, he is very much an offensive-minded coach. You remember Ime Udoka was an assistant under Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich teams, always really good defensive teams.
Right.
Would play the game the old style way. Ime Udoka's teams would do with the Celtics last year, they did the same thing. They kind of played inside out a lot of times. They were going to beat you up in the post, but they could shoot the three too. This year, Joe Mazzulla is definitely an offensive-minded coach. Like, he answers defensive questions with offense. And they'll say, like, oh, what happened, defensively here? What happened, what could have done better defensively to, stay in the game? He says, oh, we got to hit more shots. Like, he's really offensive-minded. And if you looked, the past 2 to 3 games, the Celtics have shot like 30 to 35 threes a game, if not more than that.
Yeah.
You know who they remind me of?
Phoenix?
2018 Houston Rockets. Look in that series against the Warriors. Great series. They could shoot the lights out. What happened in Game 7? They went like 3 for 38.
Boy, they couldn't find a basket if they had a light on it, bro.
Right. They were just seemingly they just dedicated to shooting the three, and that seems like what the Celtics did. They just wanted to shoot the three. Now when they're hitting them, oh, by George, like
Game 2, they was hitting
like
them.
Game 2.
They hit everything.
They hit they shot close to 50% that night, and they shot a ton of threes.
Yeah.
So.
Live by the 3, die by the 3.
And Kendrick Perkins was talking. Kendrick Perkins is a champion with the Celtics. He said the same thing. He says, I don't know why they're all of a sudden changing their schemes to do that. I don't get it. So if you are the Celtics head coach, let's say you're Joe Mazzulla now. We're going to zip you up into his body. Tell me, Coach, what are you doing from here on out? How are you game planning against the Sixers?
Well, you have to let Embiid do what Embiid do. You front him, but you're going to have to turn off everybody else. You're going to have to play better defense against Maxey. You're going to have to run James Harden off that three-pointer line. You can't make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And going back to the offensive, you don't shoot too many threes unless it makes sense.
High pick and roll action. Find a way to, maybe if you want to play, because the Sixers are kind of playing a too big lineup right now.
Yeah.
Which means the offense is coming from your 2 guards and your wing. If they're going to run 2 bigs, you got 2 great bigs, Al Horford and Robert Williams. Put them in some high ball screen pick and roll action. Like, get them up there, pull them up, try to pull them up on the 3-point line. Some hammer action. I don't know, whichever we want to do.
Right, and Al Horford used to be his game.
Yeah,
that used to be his game.
Yeah,
easy. I think what it is, the blaring aspect of it is you're forcing the 3-pointers. You got Al Horford sitting there waiting to shoot like he's one of the shooters. And that's fine. You won a game or 2, but you're down 3-2 because of that. I think you kind of change it up. If you have the 3, if it just so happened that's what it is, take it. But I think you should run your sets going towards attacking the rim and drawing fouls.
Yeah, they definitely need to get the ball moving, because if you get movement, because it seems like they're going to play a lot of ice. I mean, like I said, it looks just kind of like Houston. James Harden, ISO, here we go. If he knows how to shot, kick it to a 3-point shot or a 3-point shooter, and let him shoot. You live and die by it. Go back to what you did last year, man. Play inside out. Get Embiid and draw him out. Do something to get the switch to, get a Malcolm Brogdon on him, make him switch. That way there's not as a big, put Robert Williams down in the post, kick him down there, run that screen, do what you can. I don't know. It just seems like they're just stalling. And Jaylen Brown mentioned this.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, there's just a lot of randomness in our offense. That is a head shot at the head coach.
Goodness.
That is a major shot at the head coach. Yeah. So, at this point, who do you think pulls out this series? This series goes back 3-2. It goes back to Philadelphia tomorrow night. So Thursday. Yeah, Thursday night. Would it be the 10th? The 11th. Who takes it?
I'm telling you, man, it's hard to call.
It is.
It's hard to call because you don't know what you're gonna get. What kind of team you're gonna? You don't know which Celtic team you're gonna get. Mm-hmm. You don't know which Sixers team you're gonna get. And it's sad to say it used to be like that. You know what team you're gonna get. Maybe they make a mistake, have a bad game, but if you have the solidness that we've seen in Game 5 from the Sixers, you're not beating the Sixers. They got too many players that can do so many things. Mm. With the Celtics, if they change up their schemes, have a little more defense, keep Tatum ISO, you could ISO Tatum, have Brown be a slasher, have Al Horford high pick and roll, and then let the game flow as it will, then you're not beating the Celtics.
Yeah. And one of the biggest things, and we talk about this, even like this past year with watching the Tar Heels play, the biggest thing is if the shot's not falling, doesn't matter. Get back on defense.
Yeah.
And communicate on defense. That's one of the biggest things we stressed this year as Heel fans. It was a major lack in that. And that cost us a lot. Mm-hmm. And it's seemingly costing the Celtics right now, who were up 2-1. Now they're down 3-2.
I think the Sixers take it.
And they've lost 2 games at home.
Yeah. I think the Sixers take it.
At this point, I do too.
But
right now, it looks like New York's taking it because right now they're up 13, 67 to 54 right now. So we might have a Game 6 on Friday.
No, don't count Jimmy out because they were down 16 to the Bucks at one time, and they came back like a mighty rushing wind.
Yeah, and ended the series then and there. Good Lord!
Hey, don't count Butler, baby. Don't count him out.
Yeah,
he got that D Wade spirit now.
Yeah,
stop playing with him.
Let's kick over to the Western Conference.
What you got, man? Hold on.
Oh, I
picked the Sixers.
I'm gonna roll with the Sixers.
Okay, cool.
From what I'm seeing with the Celtics, like last year they were down 3-2, winning the Game 6, and Tatum dropped 46, 47 in that game. But they were a solid team that knew what they were going to do, how they were going to run. They were, like I said, Hornets on defense. Unless somehow, some way, over the next 48 hours or 24 hours now, they change that, they might go. And this is back in Philadelphia too, so that crowd is going to be. Think about this: if the Sixers win tomorrow, it'll be the first time they've been to the conference finals since 2001 or 2, the year that they faced Kobe and
Allen Iverson.
That year, Allen Iverson, he took that
team.
Hey,
you had the answer.
To the finals against Shaq and Kobe. That's the last time they've been to the conference finals. So that fan base is going to be livid. I mean, they are just going to be rocking. That stadium. That stadium going to shake. That stadium.
Yes, sir.
That stadium.
Shake something.
Yeah, shake something.
Slim Shady, baby.
Everybody's going to be there. They're going to want that. And if you're the Sixers, you're
you better.
You hungry.
You better.
You're hungry. You better be hungry.
You ain't got no choice. You better.
Doc Rivers, get it done.
Come on, James Harden. Embiid, come on. I need y'all to play good. Come on.
I don't want to lose another one.
I'm losing my voice every year. Come on.
Not bad. I feel bad for that guy.
You're right.
No joke. Let's move on to the Western Conference. Which one you want to talk about first?
We're going to talk about Phoenix and Nuggets. Go
Okay.
ahead and get them out the way because.
Okay. So it would seem that I kind of triggered some people last week.
You did.
You
did.
With
this guy right here, he triggered him.
With my Chris Paul tag. So basically, to recap as I take a sip here and just kind of enjoy this moment.
This guy, man, he had some hot people.
And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Because here's the thing. You got
people looking at you like you crazy, like you smoking on that.
Well, I ain't smoking on nothing, but I am crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. You can look past videos to tell that. But it's somebody had to take emotion out of it and put facts and lay them out there. So this is what happened. Last week, I stated that I believe the Phoenix Suns should go to Chris Paul this offseason and give him two choices and let him decide. Let him decide what he wants to do. But they need to do one of two things. He can decide to be traded and sent somewhere. Maybe he can play another year, or if he just wants to retire. Or two, let them go out and find a suitable starting point guard. Doesn't have to be some megastar or anything. A suitable starting point guard and let him come off the bench. Well, people got triggered at me for that, and that's fine. I love it. But I figured I would take the time now to further explain why I said these things.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
So, what I was talking about is right now on the Phoenix Suns, as we see, and we're getting ready to kind of break down the series in the last game that we just saw, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, I almost said Kevin Booker.
Might as well.
At this point, the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, that's the team, need help. They need help. And if you look at the box score, you can tell. The last game that we just saw, which was game 5, 6, 5, because it was tied at 2. It's 3-2 now. Was game 5. And we looked at because we were talking about this today. We looked at the box score. Nobody shot in double figures outside of Kevin Durant with 28, Booker with 27. Both played 40 minutes. 41 for Durant, 42 for Booker. And the only person that shot in double figures was DeAndre Ayton with 14. And I was surprised when I saw that. They need some help. They need somebody that is going to be there. Now, here's why I come to Chris Paul. You have 2 flight risks on the Phoenix Suns that are in your starting lineup. Chris Paul and Kevin Durant recently. Ever since the Achilles injury, he seemingly... Now, thankfully, his injuries have only been in the regular season. Mm-hmm. He hasn't had any postseason injuries. Let's hope that stays the same. But still, he's had every year since he's come back, he has had some type of injury plague him that's kept him out. And we always say like his all-star break injuries. To go back to our first show. All the all-star break injuries that he's had. It seemingly happens around that time. It's kind of weird, but it is. Mm. But you flip to Chris Paul. Chris Paul is injured every year. If you get to the postseason, it's a recurring theme. He's hurt in the postseason.
OKC he wasn't hurt in OKC.
The only year was in OKC, and that was right before he was traded to. He spent 1 year in OKC. They went to the bubble. I believe got to the second round actually in the playoffs. And were knocked out. Was a great team. I mean, he kind of could have finished out there if he wanted to. I mean, he could have left it with that team. But, he has a chance to win a championship here. I want the guy to win a championship. That's why I want him to take the second option. That's why I think put him to the bench. And let me explain why I say this. If you're the Phoenix Suns, first off, DeAndre Ayton's not going to be on your team next year. I believe that is just kind of, we know that's going to happen. You can clearly tell he doesn't want to be there. I've watched like little videos of people that are like at the games, and like you don't see this during commercial break on TV or anything, but you go and you see like he's not like he ignored Chris Paul twice in the huddle, and they were winning like a couple games ago, and like ignored him and then went to the opposite side of the bench. He don't care. Like he's not with the team. He's just there. You
got to prove yourself. I'm sorry. You can't.
I mean, Jokic was just yakking on him. I mean, just giving him everything. I mean, dropped 51 on him, not last game, but game before last. Like, and he just said, there's no emotion. He's just like, all right, whatever. I don't care. Let's next play. He's not really in tune with the offense. He's really not. He's just not. It's like he's like out of body. It's kind of weird.
I mean, given your hype and given your demands and how you're supposed to be treated and respected, you should be that third option. And, oh, my God.
18-point lead for the Knicks. Go ahead. Sorry.
Come on, Heat. I wore the jersey for you today. Come on. But you should be the third option. You should drop you about 18, 20 points per game, and your defense should be on point. You should have blocks and contested shots out of the yin-yang, and you should help your team in the best way possible. And you're really not doing that. You're really not doing that.
And going back to the Chris Paul thing, like, they need a guy that they can rely on a consistent basis to do two things for Chris Paul. One, you don't have to put all of the pressure of the world of running the point guard on him. They don't have a true point guard right now. They don't. Devin Booker has had to switch and play point guard. Now, he's played pretty well doing it. I mean, very well. I mean, you saw what he's done. But they need Devin Booker. It's just like Kobe. When Kobe had some injuries on his team and had to switch to play point guard, he could play it, but he's a shooting guard. That's what he is. He's supposed to play that position. And they need a guy that, one, can score in double figures with them. They can score with them on a consistent basis. We looked it up this year. The stats for on Chris Paul on the scoring side, averaging 13.9 points a game this year.
Yeah.
You know, even if he's in this series, and he was in two of the games,
yeah.
They didn't look good. They didn't. They need that third guy, because what teams, and we're seeing what the Nuggets are doing right now, they are collapsing and putting all the primary focus on KD and Devin Booker. Think the Brooklyn Nets last year. They had Kyrie and Kevin Durant. And what did the Celtics do? I mean, got physical with them, put all the defensive pressure on them. They need another guy, and it's not going to be DeAndre Ayton. They need another guy that's going to be able to come in and play with them and be able to score. They need a kind of like a scoring guard, but they can play the point guard.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, I've heard that Trae Young may want out of Atlanta. Maybe it's him. A guy that can score. He's a threat. He is a big.
They're going to have enough money or enough to.
I don't know. It's kind of like
trade with no.
That's just kind of like a rumor I'm hearing, but who knows? I don't know if his contract's up or if he just signed another contract. I don't know what that is. But not only that, but okay, so Chris Paul can then come off the bench and still run that. I mean, he can get that second unit going. Because what you're going to do with DeAndre Ayton this offseason, you're going to trade him. You're going to get him gone. And you're going to find assets. You're going to trade him to a team that's going to give you assets to build up your bench. You're not going to be able to get starting level guys with him. He's just not going to get that. And the only reason they kept DeAndre Ayton is because they were going to use that as a trade asset to get Kevin Durant. Ends up they got him without having to get rid of him. Great, cool. So now you're going to take him. You're going to trade him in for pieces that's going to come off the bench and produce for you to high level. Okay. Now you take Chris Paul. You take him off of the starting lineup. Put him in there with the bench. Let them come out and let them get going. Chris Paul still plays at a very high level.
Yeah.
For a point guard.
That's what I was speaking on. Yeah.
He plays at a great level. But now his minutes decrease. The chances of injury decreases. He has a higher chance of being more available. The best ability is availability for this team and helps them and push them. Let him be that, I mentioned, that Sean Livingston for the Golden State Warriors. A guy that played very well, but he didn't need to be a starter. No matter what team he went on. Just because he was in Golden State with Steph Curry, obviously you're not going to start over Steph Curry. But if he went to any other team at his age, he doesn't need to be the starter. Let him come off. Let him run. I'm a Cavaliers fan. I couldn't stand when the bench unit for the Warriors came out because I knew Sean Livingston's going to go out there. He's going to run the offense, do his thing, hit that mid-range jumper. It pissed me off every time. It was beautiful. It was. Could just get to the spot, and that second unit was just churning, just rolling. The Phoenix Suns have a chance right now to do the exact same thing, and I'm telling you this much: they get a solid point guard, a starting point guard, and have CP3 too. And if something happens to the starting point guard, CP, there you go. Because who's more replaceable, CP3 or Kevin Durant?
CP3 at this point.
Right, CP3. Because you still have the chance that you might lose Kevin. God forbid if you lose Devin. God forbid.
It's a wrap, man.
Devin, Kevin Booker, Devin Durant. I like Kevin Booker better. That's pretty good.
Kevin Booker.
Yeah. You know, the Suns might get something and trademark that. Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, though. One or two things. It's going to happen. Your idea, and it should happen. We all know it should happen that way.
I know, and I don't want to see Chris Paul go to the bench. I don't. I love the dude. I really hope he wins a championship.
I mean, AI went to the bench in his final years. Carmelo Anthony went to the bench. Hey, it happens, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at this point, after this season, contingent on if Phoenix makes it to the finals or whatnot, I got a feeling they're not. I think either A, Chris Paul does retire, or B, they're going to try it again. They're going to try it again with a full set.
What they're going to say is we're going to trade DeAndre Ayton. We're going to try to build up the roster, draft good, everything else.
And you keep Chris Paul, you keep KD, you keep Booker at where they at.
And you can do that, but you better go and find like a Spencer Dinwiddie or somebody who can come off the bench at the point guard spot.
Hey, Draymond might be available. Hey, I'm just saying, man.
You got to see. I don't know if – because Draymond does have a player option this year, and he can choose to accept that or go find a deal that matches it or goes higher, whatever it is. But I don't think Draymond goes anywhere except for the Lakers because him and LeBron are guys. And
that's what you think? But, I mean,
it
changes the dynamics of that team. It's a whole different team with Draymond.
On the Suns or the Lakers?
Suns.
Depends on how they use him. You got to think. The Warriors system has not been replicated.
Mm-hmm.
That is still, I mean, we are 8 years into this now, and it's like no one can figure out like the movement, how they do it. Basically, Draymond plays the point. In a lot of scenarios, he does. So then Monty Williams has to figure out a way to do that with Draymond. It would be interesting to see.
Think about it, though. You got Devin Booker and KD on the wings. CP3
You're talking about in the starting lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, he could be in starting lineup. Get a good – he could play power forward or center and get somebody else alongside him in that front court.
My worry is that bench because that bench is not good.
Or Draymond could come off the bench.
That would make more sense. That would make a lot more sense. Really, the Suns have got to build up a team. Really.
Yeah, they need role players and their bench beefed up.
They need to keep guys like
and
Bismack.
We called this because when this was happening, when the trade and stuff was happening, we was like, yeah, they was like, is Phoenix gonna be depth wise good in that sense? And you see that it's failing them right now here in the playoffs. That depth is failing them. They barely have any role players or whatever role players that they had kind of tailed off at the end. Torrey is not doing like he was at the beginning of this series or at the beginning of the playing. Like, yeah, Cam, he just...
Well, I can't really put a lot of blame on Cam. Cam has had a lot of injuries in this past 3 years, so he's kind of just... He's feeling on his rhythm.
It's a mess in Arizona, man.
It is, but also think about it. You're 31 games or 30-some-odd games into this whole experience, and it all kind of happened. So,
and that's why I'm saying let them restart this thing fresh in a whole new season and try it again. Maybe you can be better.
Well, I think they can be good. My thing about it is it's not that the skill level isn't there. It's the durability. That's what I wonder. And it seems like every postseason, except for the most recent one with OKC, every one of them.
You're not going to fight durability. It happens. It is what it is.
And knowing you have two potential risks in CP and Kevin, you need to have a really good contingency plan for one of them. You need to have a really good one.
And maybe that good point guard you're talking about comes off the bench after CP3. I'm just saying.
If you get a young point guard, especially one that's high caliber, they're not going to come off the bench off the CP. They're going to say, like, hey, CP, you old, you've been hurt, let me go. Like, I hadn't been hurt.
But what about Jason Kidd, though? 2011 Mavericks. He was old, and he was very well needed, and he did his thing. He even defended who he defended. I think he defended Kevin Durant in one of those playoff series. Jason Kidd, 6'2" Jason Kidd actually did well on Kevin Durant.
So did Patrick Beverly. I thought that was pretty fun to watch.
But Jason Kidd is an example of the older point guard that you need on that floor starting, and Mavericks won a championship. I think CP3 can do the same thing, man.
Yeah, if he's on the floor.
Yeah, he's
and
on
not
the floor.
with a groin strain or a shoulder tear or
Look,
a hamstring.
Look, you gotta have hope, man. You gotta have hope.
No. Hope went out the window when Houston happened. When he went to Houston and he got into that playoffs.
Oh, I hate it. Oh my God.
When he got into that playoffs,
they could have won everything.
They could have. That's right. They could have, and they didn't. CP3 was not there because his body said, "Yeah." Take him off the floor as much. Give him reduced minutes.
He had a sprained thumb or something.
No. Hamstring. Hamstring went down.
What was I think it was on Clippers. He broke his thumb or something.
Yes. That was.
I hated that.
Yeah. That's why I say Durant is he's a lot harder to replace. CP3 is. Have a contingency plan for him. Because, hey, and the reason I also say that is if you lose Kevin Durant, but you have a decent small forward to come off the bench or to step in for him, the Phoenix Suns already made it to the finals with 2 guards before as the heads, CP3 and Devin.
Yeah.
They can carry the team. They can do that.
I believe it, yeah.
Yeah.
But as long as CP3 not injured, they're good.
Oh yeah, if CP3's playing right now, well, I don't know how they do right now, considering how that bench setup is. All that, I still don't think they win this series. But if they have a solid, decent team, and CP3, there's no hope for it. But I'm talking fantasy land right now, and he's healthy. Yeah, absolutely, I'm with you. They can 100% win the championship.
I'm gonna go before God in prayer. Because I think that's what
we've
we need.
been praying. That dude's been praying. That dude went.
We gotta pray harder.
That's what it is. He's one of them demon deacons. That's what it is. That's what it is. He's a Wake Forest demon deacon.
Wake Forest, man. Do it to you.
God don't
well,
like
Tim came from Wake Forest. What's up?
Well, God
you got 5 championships.
Well, God said, "I'm gonna let you pass." You,
Wow.
You shall not pass.
Tell me this: yes. Why does Nuggets look so unstoppable at this point, though?
They're just so big, so lengthy, and they have gotten a bunch of guys together who are not super knockdown shooters, but are decent. Like Aaron Gordon was not known for his 3-point shooting. You know, even being like when he was in Orlando, he were like, this man can't shoot a 3. Well, he got into Michael Malone's system and has really started to develop that. Jokic can obviously, he shoots it up into the rafters and it comes down and makes it, but he makes it. Wow. Jamal Murray is doing a really good job. Bruce Brown, who was a part of the Brooklyn Nets, shot at a decent rate for the Nets. You bring in a bunch of guys like this, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope as well, Michael Porter Jr., who's really come out after all the injuries that he had.
And Porter Jr., he's supposed to be a breakout star, really.
Yeah, and he had the back injury and everything. Yeah. Everybody didn't know if his career was even going to start off.
So you basically got a steal in him. If he can, he'll ramp it up. Well, he scored 19 points the last game.
Something on those.
Yeah, man. You got some guys that can go if you need them to, and that's scary.
Uh-oh, the Heat are closing in. Well, they just shot a 3 and made it up, put it up 13, but they were down.
Well, what's the quarter? In the third?
In the third. Uh-oh, it's a 10-point game. Uh-oh.
What I tell you?
Mama.
Stop playing.
I really hope, right now, somebody's watching this, a few days, dude, they won.
They won it, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We don't know. Right now, we're looking at you. We don't know right now.
In this moment, we don't know. I'm going to call it right now. I know the future. It's the end of the third quarter right now. Jimmy Butler knocks down a 3 to win the game.
You called it, man.
Ooh! If that
can't wait to see this on Friday.
If this happens, Jesus, I am going to.
You're going to ascend into heaven, into the arms of Jesus. Jesus Christ, our Savior.
Jalen Brunson's got 28. Jimmy Butler's only 3 for 10 from the field. 14 points.
No, he's going to score. He's going to drop 30 in the fourth, man.
9 on the free throw line. That is nuts. We got to get into our last series, dude. Kevin Love.
The best series of them all.
Max Strus has got 14. Caleb Martin has played really good for the Heat.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
11 points for him so far. Kyle Lowry is 0 for 6. Ooh. Not good.
And there we go. Cal.
Because
that's what's happening.
That's
it.
Your double figures players right now are Caleb Martin, Max Strus, Bam Adebayo, and Jimmy Butler.
That's what's happening right now.
Kevin Love is not doing good. He's 2 for 10, over 7 on the 3-point line. Got 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 personal fouls. That's not good. Yeah, but on the oh my God, Julius Randle, Brunson, and R.J. Barrett all have 20.
Sometimes it's their game.
Yeah.
You have those games, man, up and down. Sometimes it's a team's game, and sometimes the other teams just can't shoot it.
Well, you ready for the last one?
Yeah.
All right. So, the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. A LeBron-led team up 3-1 on the Golden State Warriors. Boy, this could...
I need to order me a Laker jersey right now.
I would hold off and let's make sure the series ends first and for the Lakers' favor, because, boy, I got to say this. If the Warriors come back and win this series, Draymond and Klay Thompson are going to have a really fun with the old 3-1 Cleveland jokes.
Yep.
They are going to have gotten their revenge, and then they're going to go on and win the NBA championship. I have that feeling. It's just like, yeah. But no, I have to say the Lakers have really surprised all of us and has come back. I mean, they were in the 12th spot. They were 12th seed with like a week and a half to go in the season, got their way all the way up into the 7th seed. That's right.
They was under 500 in March. That's a couple months ago, my guy.
Yeah, and like the season ended early April, and they have worked their way all the way up to where they are now. Got a 3-1 lead on the reigning, defending Golden State Warriors. Game 4 was fun to watch. Did you watch it?
I did.
Dude, I had to stay up and watch it. Dude,
you got to stay up and watch the game.
I was sitting there, and I was just like, what's going to happen? And then, like, Lonnie Walker goes off. And I thought, like, I thought for sure, like, when the Warriors went up 4, I said, oh, yeah, that's it. Game's over with. But I kept watching. I was like, I pretty much know the Warriors are going to win it. Okay, Lonnie. All right, that's good. They probably still going to win. Okay, Lonnie. And then he just kept going and kept going and kept going. Dude.
You got so many players now on the Lakers that just wants it, that can get their own shot.
I know, dude. Think about it. Lonnie Walker was playing pretty good minutes consistently for the team before the trading deadline.
Yeah.
After the trade deadline happened, he really hasn't touched the floor too many times.
Right.
And then he's just able to come off the bench and stay ready and drop 15 in the fourth quarter. The first person to do that since Kobe dropped 17 in 97.
Wow.
Against the Jazz and won that game. I mean, it's the first Lakers player to do that off the bench since then. That's awesome.
They're feeling it right now, man. They're hungry. They biting at the bit.
This is unlike, personal opinion, this is unlike any team LeBron has ever been on.
Right.
Ever. Because, you know, he's always been known for having veteran players around him.
Yeah.
He basically runs, he's like the point forward, basically. And didn't matter if he had Kyrie or even Dwayne Wade, I'm saying after year one. Let's say after year one of the Miami Heat. Mm-hmm. He was always the guy running it. There are some times where there's series where LeBron doesn't even touch the basketball. And he's coming up. Lonnie Walker called for a screen, said, LeBron, come screen this guy. And he says, okay. And he just does it. Like, what? Wow. Like, even LeBron has bought into this team and to this system. Darvin Ham, seriously, one of the best coaches in the playoffs, seriously, this year. Done a great job. I love that dude. He was the perfect hire. People thought that, oh, wow, they had to give it to Darvin Ham. They could have gave it to somebody. No. Darvin Ham, perfect guy for this series. And really for this team. For this team, Darvin Ham's a guy. The Hammer. I didn't know that was actually named after him, but the Hammer, like the Hammer action.
Yeah.
That LeBron sniffed out on the last play.
Yeah.
The Warriors used that against the Cavaliers in 18.
I seen that.
I remember that because when Klay Thompson hit that three, or he just missed the three, but when he got wide open, I was like, oh, jeez. It was game 2 of that series. God bless, I remember that series. We should have won at least game 1.
He told AD, hey, no, go to the corner. And AD like, yeah, let me get to the corner.
Yeah, he says,
and blocked him.
He's going to kick. He's going to kick. Oh my God,
That
dude,
was
that was
beautiful, man.
that was a great series, man.
And that's what I think Brian Windhorst, he was like,
I love that dude.
LeBron changed his game. This is a new LeBron that we have never seen before.
Draymond Green said that on his show. He said Steph come up to him. He says, "Man, I'm trying to figure LeBron out." They played 3-4 series against this, four final series against this guy. We're trying to figure him out.
It's like he can find ways to rest during the game.
Oh yeah, dude.
And then he slaps you with it out of nowhere. It ain't like the here comes LeBron, let's go, and then LeBron deflates. No, he picks it, chooses, and you don't know what you're gonna get with LeBron because it's just so unpredictable.
And that's how he's able to play 40 minutes a game right
Yeah.
now. I mean, he's not. If you watch the 40 minutes, like. And it's even surprised. Like, I've had to get used to the new LeBron.
Yeah.
And I haven't noticed. I guess because I really don't watch too much regular season basketball. Quite right. I mean, kind of just catch the highlights, really. But you sit there and you watch LeBron play in the playoffs, and it's like, why doesn't he touch the ball? Like, why does he not? Like, why does he not seem aggressive?
The ball. Yeah.
And then it's like 2 plays later, or two series later, and all of a sudden he's going down, doing his thing like he always does. I'm like, all right, there's LeBron, and then you're like, well, what's LeBron not doing? But he doesn't have to.
He picks his spots.
He lets these guys like Austin Reeves. I tell you, that kid is serious, man. That kid is awesome. D'Angelo Russell, I think, is a perfect point guard for the system.
And look, that's who LeBron lets D'Angelo Russell handle the ball and get to his spots.
And you see a lot of
in the
pick and roll.
fast breaks, he goes and let him do it.
Yeah, and you see a lot of pick and roll action between D'Angelo and AD.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, too. I mean,
yeah.
Man,
just imagine if not pray, yeah, we're gonna pray for the Phoenix. But if the play breaks,
Phoenix.
That's in the forefront of my brain. If the play breaks down, guess who's over there in the corner ready? LeBron James, and he's ready to shoot or attack the basket in a different angle.
And he was actually shooting horribly from the 3-point line up until this series happened. And when this series happened, he's starting to shoot a little bit more consistently at a higher clip now.
It's like he's not worried.
No.
He's never worried.
It's like he's the mentor, like, hey, listen to me. Y'all go to war, but I'm going to mentor you through it. I'm going to mentor you through this war. I've been through this war plenty of times.
I mean, come on now. He's 20 years. He's been there, done that a million times. I mean, I seen a stat where he's got like 276 playoff appearances, and the like 17 teams in the NBA have less than that. I said teams in the NBA playoff appearances. The highest one is like Heat or something with 256. LeBron has 276.
LeBron's been in the playoffs every year except for his
first year
and
the injury year.
Like, yeah, one of those two. Like, he's only not been in the playoffs. Like, I know he didn't go to the playoffs last year or 2 seasons before then, like his first year in LA.
Yeah.
And then you have to go all the way back until like his first years in Cleveland. So like 4 or 5 times at the most. Think about that.
No, it's less than that.
I don't know how many is it.
He missed his first year in Cleveland, and after that, he was gone.
And then he's been to 10 finals.
Yeah.
That is nuts, dude. Like,
man, you're not going to find another player like that for a long time.
Man, unless Giannis somehow oh my God, the Heat are closing in. I've called it, dude. I'm telling you. Jimmy Butler for 3. It's going to happen, man.
Hey. I'm just saying, man.
For all the Apple Podcast listeners right now, I know you can't see this, but he's got his Heat jersey and he's pointing at it.
This
he's loving at it.
Vintage Dwayne Wade number 3.
It's vintage.
I got it on, baby.
Yeah, he could probably sell that for a couple bucks.
Yeah. $250 at the most.
Yeah.
Maybe $275.
2.7.
Yeah, $275. Yeah. That's cool.
Plus shipping and handling.
I can buy an energy drink, you know.
Yeah. Didn't you have one just a minute ago or something?
Yeah, I killed that one, man. Yeah.
It's one of those. It's like one of those green cans or something. I never saw that before.
But do we count Golden State out, man?
No. Not until they're on the mat for 3. 1, 2, 3, and they're done. Like
Right.
until they lose.
You can't call it early, man.
You really can't because I personally don't think they come back in this series. And the reason that is because Steph, the Lakers have been masterful with it. Like LeBron and Darvin Ham have really created a mean machine against defending them. Because you're isolating Steph and making him actually have to play point guard. Like he's not been able to do his normal gig.
Yeah.
Where he kind of gives up to Draymond, runs around and catches and shoots and does all that good stuff. He's actually legitimately having to play the actual point guard position. Play the position like it was meant to be played.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. He did have a triple-double in there. But it seems like the rest of the team, like Klay Thompson had a bad shooting night the other night. Jordan Poole has completely disappeared. 100%.
He's in the pool, man. That's why.
Dude, like he didn't hit a single. Like he had 0 points last game. Absolutely 0.
Are you serious?
Ever since that 3-point shot that he shot in the game 1 of this season.
That I told him not to shoot.
You said you trust Steph. Do you still trust Steph?
Yeah. We're talking about the same Steph that has 4 championships, that beat Cleveland all those many times. I mean, to shoot the lights out.
Thank you, Kevin Durant.
He's broken all the records.
Cleveland player.
He's broken all the records. I mean, I don't trust nobody but Steph. So I still trust. I don't count nobody out on that Golden State team, and I definitely don't count Steph out.
You know, I will say at the end of Game 4, it was nice to be reminded of like the 2016 championship by how Anthony Davis guarded Steph. It reminded me of Kevin Love. I'm like, the good days. I wanted to cry too.
Woo! The good days, 2016, huh?
2016. God, that was
a while back, man.
That was a magical year, dude. Seriously, like I was at the beach when that happened too.
Yeah.
I remember like when Kyrie hit the shot. Oh, dude,
my mouth dropped. I was like, what?
Me, Alan, and his wife now were like at the beach in the hotel room, and like I fell off the bed because I was I was having a good time. And then when the clock struck 0, when the block happened, my head almost touched the ceiling of that hotel. I jumped so high, I come off that bed, just boom. But when the clock struck 0 and the game was over, and Cleveland had a lead and actually like they had won the game. I'm like, dude, I was screaming. I ran out to the balcony and you could hear cheers up the coastline. It was freaking awesome. It was a magical night.
Did you cry?
I wanted to, but I held back because I'm
strong.
Now, when the Rams won the championship,
you had to let it out. You had to let a few of them things out. You had to let it go.
Hell yeah, man. I might not ever get to experience that again.
Right. No time soon.
Yeah, no time soon. Not unless Stetson Bennett's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. He's going to take over for.
He probably will be.
I don't know, man. I mean, he is like a veteran quarterback.
He come in like a veteran already.
Dude, he's older than Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
Anyway, Lakers and Warriors. How do you see this ending, dude?
Lakers are going to take it tonight. They're watching it.
That is right. I keep forgetting the game.
They're watching it.
Oh my God! 4-point
I'm calling
game.
it
4-point game. It's a 4-point game for the Knicks. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm calling it. I'm saying Lakers are going to go ahead and take that.
In San Francisco, man, that would be
dirty. They're going to take it. They're going to take it. They're going to end Golden State's misery, and they're going to end the dynasty and the legacy because it has to end. All of them end. Bulls ended. Spurs ended. Lakers ended. The dynasty's ended. It's going to end it. They're going to take it.
Dude, could you imagine if LeBron? Do you know how good LeBron would feel if he ends it tonight in San Francisco? Like, I can't stand you people. You've been booing at me for all these years.
Yep.
You got to laugh because y'all had the biggest super team since friggin' MJ and everybody else. And yeah, bye. Oh man, he'd have a good time. Oh my God, he would have a ball and a half. I'm kind of keeping an eye on the score because this game's getting really tight. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and wrap up. That way I can actually watch that. We can turn on the actual live stream of this game. And and watch because this is a 4-point game, 95-91. Obviously, you guys already know the outcome of this game, and we can't spoil it for us. So, my prediction: a big 3 to end the game by Mr. Jimmy Butler, Himmy. Dude, the next time we come, the second we'll be in the conference finals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all game 7s will end like Saturday or Sunday this week.
Right.
If they even happen. Could we be sitting here talking about the Lakers and the Nuggets? Could we potentially be talking about the Sixers and the Heat?
Who knows? Jinx your Minnesota.
It's like a drop left.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Episode 15's next week, dude.
Yeah.
15 weeks in, dude. 15 weeks in.
Almost 4 months.
We are getting... That is true. Oh, my God.
We're getting there.
Yes,
at the end of May, it'll be almost 4 months.
That is awesome. Like, that's freaking cool. I didn't even think about that for a second. Like, 15... Yeah, dude. Jesus. We've been doing this for a little while, man.
We got to keep going, baby.
Yeah, man. We got a long way to go.
Episode 47.
Christmas Day.
Let's do it.
You know what I'm not looking forward to?
Waking up?
No.
Hold on. Let me rephrase that. Waking up on Christmas Day to do the show?
No. That would be awesome.
Right.
Because it's like, you get the presents and then you got like NBA and NFL going that day.
Right.
But like when the finals end, there's a big gap in between.
You like baseball? No.
I'm keeping up with North Carolina baseball this year, which has not been that great.
I like the Braves.
Well, the Braves were, the last time I looked, were losing to the Red Sox tonight.
Well, Red Sox lost the other day, so yeah. That's all I know.
I know. We'll have to bring Alan
Yankees suck.
Because Alan's a big...
That's all I know.
They're in the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox leading the Braves 3-2, so... The Royals are destroying the White Sox, though, 9-1. Jesus Christ. And did you say what happened with the Yankees? You don't like the Yankees?
Yankees suck.
Well, they won 11-3 against the Oakland Athletics. But I don't think they're
anybody can beat Oakland.
Yeah, I think doesn't Oakland want to get out of there? Like get out of town?
Yeah.
And the Dodgers destroyed the Brewers. Currently, I'm actually keeping an eye on the NHL playoffs. Mostly because Clemson destroyed Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina's ranked 8th in the nation in baseball. Like Coastal.
Yeah.
Like right down we were 3 hours from Myrtle Beach, Coastal Carolina. You're an hour away from South Carolina, the Columbia. You're 3 hours from Chapel Hill, which is North Carolina. You're 3 hours from Clemson. You're a little over 3 hours to like Eastern Carolina. You got Western Carolina. We're about 3.5 hours, 4 hours to Raleigh. That's NC State, Wake Forest, all that. So we're in a really good spot right now. And honestly, about 5 or 6 hours away from Tennessee.
Right.
So, I mean, we got a lot of places around us right now, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. Like, I really like that. And honestly, we're not, but I think about 5 hours away from Georgia and Georgia Tech. Like, they all play there.
Been there.
Yeah.
But both of those schools, man. Great facilities, man.
Yeah, dude. North Carolina just redid their facilities, too. Like, they're up. And, I mean, Mike Brown's doing a really good job with the football facilities. And obviously, like, the basketball facilities is top notch. Yeah, we're really close to a lot of colleges.
Right.
Not far from Virginia Tech at all either. About the same, about 5-6 hours to Virginia or Virginia Tech. West Virginia as well. All those. I mean, we're freaking right there.
Mountaineers,
man.
baby.
Yeah, the Mountaineers. I feel like I'm forgetting one of the North Carolina teams. NC Central, but that's normal.
Yeah.
Appalachian State. That's right, App State. I forgot about that. We're not far from them either. Or South Carolina Upstate.
That's
We're close. Spartanburg.
Spartanburg, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's Greenville. Spartanburg or Greenville. It's Greenville because, yeah, that's right. Greenville. Still not far. We're close to a lot of stuff around here. A lot of good colleges, good schools. So we keep up with that type of stuff.
Right.
But, yeah, NHL playoffs are going really good right now. All going for Lordo, the Stanley Cup, which getting ready to go into I believe it's the conference finals they're getting ready to go into pretty soon. So, I don't know. We'll kind of keep an eye on that, I guess. But, yeah, that little gap that we're going to have there is going to be maybe some golf. I was playing golf this past weekend.
How was that?
It was actually pretty fun. Like, I've never been good at golf ever, but I've only played like once a year. But now I played a par 3 when I was at the beach. But then I also went and played 9 holes at Edgewater over here. Mm-hmm. And, dude, it was really fun. Like, I'm starting to, like, consistently shoot something. Like, instead of just going out there, I might get 5 over, 6 over, 7 over, 8 over. Like, I'm that bad. Like, I'm actually, I was, and I know this is, like, horrible, so all you golfers, like, I know it sucks, but at least I'm consistently shooting. I started consistently shooting double bogey my first 9 holes. And then I went and played another 9, because I only do 9 at a time, because 18 is really time consuming.
Yeah.
But 9 holes is, an hour, a little over an hour. Okay, that's fine. That's no problem. I started, I shot double bogey and then also got some bogeys in there. Got a couple pars. Mm-hmm. Like, tasting par now. There we go.
There you go.
Played 9 holes. Bogeyed the first hole, didn't shoot very well, like double bogeys, a couple like 3 overs, and then wasn't doing too hot. Kind of had a few 3 overs, 4 overs. Just for some reason, I have a really bad, like, my close game is not good at all, so I'm really trying to work on that. But parred the last 2 holes. I was happy. I was freaking excited. I'm like, see, this is what makes me want to keep coming back. But I have to get you out there one day. See how you do.
So I can do like 9 and 10 over and stuff.
See how you do. I'd like to see you on the golf course one time, man. I think that'd be pretty fun.
Take that Jimmy Butler spirit.
Yeah, it's always fun seeing him at Top Golf. It's always a good time.
Right.
Injectable donut holes. I love those things. Anyway, I've been rambling on for like 5-6 minutes. What's going on in your life? Been playing any random sports? Parcheesi or anything?
No, just basketball.
Just basketball. Yeah, we do that on Mondays and Fridays.
Yes, sir.
It's always a good time. I enjoy that. It's always a good way to start the weekend in the week. I always love that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for coming out and supporting like you always do. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts, be sure to favorite us and give us a review. Give us 5 stars. Tell us why you're giving us 5 stars.
Say hey.
Yeah, comment. Tell us. Talk to us. I've started doing the YouTube Shorts thing. Like, I'm starting to put those together more. They take a lot to do, actually. Like, a lot to do, especially like with all the subtitles and everything out there. Like, time consuming, but I try to get out as many as I possibly can.
For you.
Yes, for you. And also to grow the audience. We want to grow. Dude, when the shorts came out, dude, we grew 13 subscribers in a day and a half.
Wow.
A day and a half. I was like, Jesus. On top of the episode that came out, which we grew more. Which, hold on a second. We're going to take a check real quick. Really quick look. See? Let's see if that number is still the same or if it has grown. 251. We are now 14 up. A lot of viewership has come through. I am very much excited. We love this. We do. We love seeing that number shoot up. Tell your friends. Tell them about what we're doing. Our watch hours are up like crazy. Like, we're up 5,500 hours, like, watched on a consistent basis. Like, wow. That is awesome. I am loving that. We do. That is awesome. We do love seeing this. We've really enjoyed this, the outpour. We love doing this. More stuff coming. We're not only will this show be going, but I'm actually, probably after we get done with this, let's go ahead and schedule a day for episode 8 of the NL10 Off Script podcast.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and knock that out and be done with it. That way we can get that up and going. I'd like to have that going. Got some other things I've got working in life, trying to figure out right now. Going to be kind of fun. Might mention them on that podcast. Outside of that, sports. Yeah, sports. It's fun stuff. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. Mr. Torrey, it's always been a pleasure.
You know it.
Salute. For Torrey, I'm Nathan, and we'll see you all next time.